So Mortal Shell 2 is coming out in a few days, and the game looks so awesome. I'm so excited to play this. The issue is, I've been waiting for this game for a few months now, which means I fell into a place I think a lot of us have been in. I needed some Fluffer Games. I needed some games to play before the main game. I ended up buying 3 completely different games, being Pragmata, Lies of P, and Nightreign. Now, I played a ton of hours of each, and in this video we're going to discuss which of those I would recommend for you as a Fluffer game. Kicking it off with Pragmata, when I was looking at this game, I asked myself, was I tired of having my balls completely caved in by video games? Obviously, as a FromSoft fan, I love a challenging game. I think everyone loves a challenging game these days, but I was looking for something a bit more relaxing, a bit more soothing, and that's okay. And Pragmata fit the bill. When you're talking about a game that is fun, it's got wonder, and it's got a lovely fat lump of violence right in the middle of it. It's absolutely awesome. So I chose to play that. You know, there was decent hype, and I loved killing big robots. Who doesn't love killing big robots? I thought the story was the best of the 3. I know that might irk a bit of the Lies of P fans, but this is just my opinion. I thought the story was easy to follow. There were some twists that I somehow didn't see coming. It was really good. It obviously had some of the Capcomness. Don't ask why the space station has an army of blatantly dangerous building-sized murder robots, some of which can go invisible. Also, they gave a bunch of the robots laser katana arms. For those who don't know, Diana is a glorified USB stick. You know, you got to remember this little girl, she's cute, but she's a clanker. She's the robot equivalent of a pit bull. She's like your pet pit bull. She's really nice to you, but she's absolutely lethal to everything around her. She sees every single robot as like a little toddler. Speaking of the combat, you know, Hugh is the muscle. He's like the soldier. He's zooming around the field. He's shooting things. He's dodging things. And on his back, in a very convenient harness, is Diana. And, you know, Diana's kind of like the brains of the organization. And the whole fun of the combat is doing both simultaneously. It's the ultimate ADHD multitasking. Have you ever been playing a PlayStation game and just thought to yourself, man, I really wish I could be playing on my cell phone right now? Well, I have great news. Pragmata is the game for you, because that's exactly what it's like. In the middle of combat, you know, you're dodging attacks and you're shooting things. Diana is using hacking to open up weak spots. And it's incredibly useful because otherwise the robots are bulletproof. It just strikes me as some engineering team, some real Elon Musk A-class engineering team built these ridiculously advanced robots, made them bulletproof, made them super lethal for some reason, and then they outsourced all the software to some MBAs back at the head office who decided just to, you know, single prompt it into Copilot or something because the software is really letting down these robots. I mean, look at this drone, okay? We're sitting on a platform out in the open, and this drone's just gonna stare at us for a while Diana's on Hugh's shoulders playing Bubble Trouble. Great game, by the way. I'm convinced, actually, if you wanted the robots to win, all they had to do was download Candy Crush onto Diana's software and Hugh would be in big trouble. Anyway, it sounds strange, but the combat actually works. It's a lot of fun trying to control the spacings and use all the cool weapons and attacks. One of the great parts of this game was the progression system. The upgrades, the weapons, the hacking abilities made you noticeably stronger. I had this epic laser cannon. It has 3 load-ups just to absolutely melt a robot face with it. It felt pretty good, you know? You blast them right back into the recycling bin. And these upgrades had a secondary benefit, which was they made exploration and platforming fun and rewarding because you really wanted these rewards. You could get really powerful with it. And there were just some stunning cinematic moments. I think one of the best parts of the game for me was the red zones. This is like you are voluntarily walking into an ambush. It's when a bunch of robots of different varieties attack you at the same time. Obviously, all the robots have the terrible software, so they don't apply pressure all the time. But all of a sudden, when you've got a bunch of robots doing different attacks, some quick, some slow, some AoE, you're constantly under attack, and you have to quickly learn how to, you know, fight back, which I thought was incredibly fun. The only criticism, however, that I have is it was a bit too easy, especially towards the end game, because our lovable USB pitbull Diana has something called a deletion protocol. It's just, you know, in kitesurfing they call it the oh shit button. As soon as things go wrong, you just hit the oh shit button, and every single robot around you just kind of shuts down for a period of time, open and vulnerable. I mean, watch the situation I'm in here. I'm in trouble. Deletion protocol, and we're gonna go melt some faces. This also made the boss fights quite trivial. Here's me fighting the final boss of the game. The actual only boss that ever killed me, because I forgot I had the deletion protocol. Again, that's how easy the game is. But on my second attempt, I hit the button, and the rest is history. The game was consistently enjoyable. It was the most relaxing of the three. I found it charming. I enjoyed it a lot of the time. I don't really remember a lot of the bosses apart from the last boss. There was one the size of a building that was pretty cool. All in all, a good game. This soaked up a good 15 hours of fluffer time for me. Now, the next game I played was Liza P. Now, everyone had told me Liza P is the best Souls-like out there, so I gave it a whirl. Obviously, the channel's called Drewza the Bruiser. You will see I love a Bruiser build, so I immediately went to the strength and I started playing, and I found this game so frustrating. The early game was a huge grind. You know, the problem I had is that the heavy weapons are painfully slow. It takes an age to lock and load them. The enemies you're fighting have these small attack windows, and when you finally land a hit, they don't give a shit. They could not care when you hit them. At least in other games, when you hit them, you know, they start feeling it. They start getting a bit worried. I mean, you know, Black Myth, Wukong, Sekiro, Elden Ring, even Armored Core 6. You know, when you hit these guys, they at least flinch. In Liza P, you didn't get that benefit. And you know, everyone will then say, oh, why don't you use the police baton handle? Obviously I did. It's the only handle that's actually fast enough. So it's quite funny, in a game that markets itself as having huge weapon optionality, they only have one handle for the strength builds that everyone uses. So, you know, I ended up getting frustrated, and then I went and I played Pragmata. It calmed me down. Thank you, Diana. And I craved the pain. After playing Pragmata, I came right back. I needed that challenge again, and I was ready. And I started grinding, and let me tell you, it was worth it. I got the Mjolnir. It's the electric Thor hammer and the live puppets axe to +10. Once you have those, it looks so cool. Do I want to hit someone with an oversized axe made out of apparently live puppets? 100% I do. Do I want to hit them with Thor's axe and you know, trigger a massive electrical surge? Hell yeah, sign me up. And eventually I became the character I always wanted to be. The Drewza the Bruiser build was complete. I call it the whack back. You can hit me as much as you want. I am going to smack you back. And this game is built for that kind of strategy. You get HP after blocking. If you hit them, you've got a bunch of what I call flasks, so you can do this all goddamn day. Another piece of advice I'd give you is screw the story. I have got no idea what was going on in Liza P. I created my own story, and the story is called The Story of the Murder Puppet. Let me tell you, it's the best story in gaming history. It's the same one I used in Elden Ring. I'm out there for murder. I want to kill everything that's in front of me. I don't care who they are. I don't care why they're there. I want to kill. If it was up to me, I would kill everyone in the hotel. I would. Including the disabled granny. Another thing is, why is no one cleaning this floor? The building is filled with robots idly standing around and doing nothing. Look at this. My guy, do you have any idea how many people I have killed since this mess was made, and you haven't picked anything up? Apparently you love the granny. Love fetches a broom, my guy. And like I said, the whack back build. Here are some of these boss fights. It was so much fun. I didn't have to worry too much. I mean, look at this attack. Look how much damage I soak up. This led to some incredible boss fights that I absolutely adored, particularly towards the later side of the game. You know, there were some awful bosses. Here's my tier list. You can pause and have a look at. what I thought. And yeah, unlike Pragmata, the boss fights were really challenging. Some of them I really got stuck on, but I was never too upset. It was one of those, you know, you enjoy a bit of hitting your head against the wall repeatedly. You know, I think my overall feeling from Lies of P was it was a game that started off a bit frustrating and then became very rewarding. I see why there's a hype about it. I know some people will be upset that I didn't follow the story, but honestly, the Murder Puppet story is pretty good. Overall, Lies of P gave me 40 fluffer hours, so more than double Pragmata. Now finally, we have Nightreign. So I bought this game a while ago when it originally came out, and I loved it. I still love it. I think this is one of the most underrated games out there right now. It is so much fun. You know, it's a FromSoft roguelike, meaning you start every level with nothing but your starter weapon, and you go and you kind of figure it out over a 45-minute period, and the variety keeps it fun. There's a huge ton of weapons to get. Each weapon has randomly assigned perks, so you got to pick which one kind of makes the most sense to you. There's obvious FromSoft's famous enemy varieties there. Then you got to collect relics, maps change, the events change, there's invasions. Oh, there's just so much to enjoy. It is so addictive. There's so much depth to this game that people don't appreciate. I actually put this game down a while ago because, as no surprise to any of you, I'm a Raider main. Here we are once again, the Drewza the Bruiser whack-back build. This is my character. He's a whack-back extraordinaire. Unfortunately though, when the game came out, particularly Deep of Night, he was squishy. Now what is the point of being the whack-back guy if you can never whack back because you're getting knocked out in a single hit? So I kind of put the game down. But fortunately, a patch came out recently and the Raider is back, baby. And not only is he back, I think he is the best character to use in this game. You just got to build up some defensive negation perks and you can be the hero for your entire team. You can stand in front of any enemy, he will hit you, it just makes you hit back harder. You've got perks that increase the damage you output. You've got these perks that allow you to get your life back when you deal damage. You've got so much poise. Unlike in Lies of P, which a single attack will flinch you, nothing flinches the Raider. You're standing there and you are punching. Check some of these punches. Now, the other good thing about Nightreign is it's never a guaranteed good build. You are going to run into challenges every single mission where you don't have what you need and you just got to figure out a way around it. And I think that's what makes it fun. You just got to improvise, you got to understand the game, and it just forces you to get better every single time you play it. Obviously, there are some frustrations, you know, sometimes you've got bad teammates. I like to play in trios, and all it takes is one guy to break rank and run away on his own, and you know, the game is down to efficiency. Routing and efficiency is the key part of this game, and sometimes you can just lose a guy. There's an awful map called the Great Hollow. I don't know why they added that. I've died more to fall damage than to any enemy there before. And you know, there's also issues after the game. I think my biggest annoyance with this game is how many trash relics there are. It's really hard to get good relics. There's just so much trash, and you know, you only get a relic after playing a game, and a game is 45 minutes, so you only realistically playing maybe 2-3 games a day at best, so it takes a long time to get good relics. The other thing is, as mentioned, the games are 45 minutes, so if you lose to a boss, it's a 45-minute run back, and if he kills you a second time, then you know, too bad, so sad. It's going to take you a bunch of hours just to get a handful at attempts to understand them. That being said, it is so rewarding when it clicks. Nightreign gave me 90 hours of fluff time and was by far the game I enjoyed the most of the three. So I started out simply trying to kill time before Mortal Shell 2, and I ended up with 3 great experiences, completely different to one another. But now that Mortal Shell 2 is almost here, I can't wait to get stuck in there. We'll be showing all the boss fights and all the builds for that. I am going to build a Drewza build in this game, and I'm so excited. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe.